Good evening, class. My name is Altavice Hyman, and I'm in the state of Virginia. And this week module, in regards to professional informed consent, week 3, I will be discussing what I found. So, under the Code of Ethics, the ACA Code of Ethics, a point 2. Informed consent in the counseling relationship, it states that clients have the freedom to choose whether to enter into or remain in a counseling relationship and need adequate information about the counseling process and the counselor. Counselors have an obligation to review in writing and verbally with clients the rights and responsibilities of both counselors and client. Informed consent is an ongoing part of the counseling process, and counselors appropriately document discussions of informed consent throughout the counseling relationship. As I stated in my introduction, I am a counseling supervisor in a opioid methadone treatment center. So I'm very familiar with informed consents, as all patients, once they come in for an intake into treatment, although it's a voluntary program, and they are, they come in there themselves, and some are placed by court order or probation. They do have to fill out informed consents, and they do have to. We go through the process, and the counselors do have to explain what they're signing up for and what treatment is all about. I pulled up an informed consent for counseling and therapy services for the Counseling Connection in Charleston, West Virginia. And they did discuss basically everything that the ACA Code of Ethics required an informed consent to have. They discussed about confidentiality between the counselor and the patient. They discussed what the counselor is mandated to report, basically, anything that is harmful to the patient or others. The counselor is mandated to report. Their consent discussed supervision and consultation, electronic communication, how therapy works. Stated it's a mutual and collaborative process between the counselor and the client. They discussed the counseling and therapy outcomes, what to expect, what the client is to expect in counseling, out of counseling, the relationship expectations of the counselor and the client, the types of therapy, play therapy, the different therapists that the client can choose from. So they did have the counselors, the therapists, kind of like bio background, giving them an opportunity and the right to choose. Emergencies, what the client is to do in emergency if they cannot get in touch with the counselor. The billing aspect, missed appointment policy. They had a $35 missed or cancellation fee if the client canceled within a 24-hour time frame. They had the notice of privacy and client rights / HIPAA. They also had consent to for treatment for minors, and also the consent of a parent. So the Code of Virginia states, the Code of Virginia 16.1-241 C or D, it states that a consent of a parent is not needed if a court has ordered or consented to treatment of services. So if the court has mandated the minor to attend services, then the parent consent is not needed, because of course, the courts trump the parent. The thing that I did not find about this informed consent, it did not state their philosophy. So, the patient, I guess that would be something that the counselor may have to disclose to the individuals, but the informed consent did not state the philosophy. Overall, I think the informed consent spelled out in detail what their service is about, and also it's important although the client can obtain a copy of the informed consent to read at a later date, it's also good to that the counselor explain and go over the consent. So in case they have any questions, and again, I'm sure they will have questions after they go home and like read it in person in privacy. So that is my information on informed consent. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.